Every organ in your body corresponds to an emotional field. In other words, every organ has a specific relationship with very specific emotions. So, for example, the lungs, in their high, more vibrant expression, they reflect courage, they reflect strength, they reflect solidarity. The lower aspect of the lung, despair, sadness, grief. So when you look at the lungs, and you can see how this actually plays out. Think about your superheroes. Think about your superheroes and how they are designed, how they are made to appear, you know, visually. You'll always find them with a very powerful chest. The women are well endowed, the men likewise. Very powerful chest, very strong because that emotional field emanates from the chest. Strength and courage. It reflects and shows up in the superhero genre that many of us, have become very aware of over these last few years or several years with the advent of Marvel and what they've done. So the ancients, our ancestors, developed a system of healing where they are able to go in to the specific lungs, or really in general, the specific organs of the body, emit a sound. And this sound corresponds, correlates to that specific organ. And it gets that organ to release all the toxic energy that it's carrying. So, for example, the lungs, its emotion, as I just went through, fear, sadness, sadness, grief, um, you know, despondency, what have you. But let's get away from the lungs. Let's look at the liver. The liver is anger. So when you get angry, that energy, that frequency moves in and resides in the liver, takes hold and sets and settles in the liver. Kidneys, fear. When you're afraid and inundated with that particular emotional field, it goes directly to the kidneys. As housed within the kidneys, remains within the kidney and creates dysfunction. All of these emotional fields, these low base emotional vibratory fields, create dysfunction in their affiliated organs if indeed they're there and they just sit for a protracted period of time without being removed. And that's how dis-ease enters the organs in the human body in a variety of ways. We know that Eating a certain way can create organ and glandular dysfunction. But what we don't know and understand is that that function is perpetuated through the energy that we absorb, the frequencies that we absorb as we move through our daily life, as we absorb and collect fear, stress, anxiety, anger, sadness, depression. All of these are low base emotional fields that must be cleared if indeed we're going to have dynamic vitality and health. So it doesn't matter if you're eating a great diet or whatever that may look like to various individuals, and you have emotional toxicity. Even if you're eating correctly, whatever that may look like to one individual or another, if you have emotional toxicity, it's still going to create a severe state of dysfunction and discombobulation. So, what we want to do is learn, at least start with the first three of the healing sounds so that you get a sense of something you can begin to practice every single day that's going to begin to bring balance and emotional stability and continuity to your overall process of how you navigate the world, how you move through your reality as it integrates into the world. So, we're going to start with the lung sound. We're going to do the kidney sound, and we're going to do the liver. So, with those three, that's going to create a very solid foundation because you're dealing with grief, sadness, despair, and the removal of those low base emotional fields. So, visualization comes into play. Every organ has a color that's associated with it. We're going to go through the colors. You'll learn the colors. But initially, when you begin to do these practices, I don't want you to focus on the colors just yet. Just focus on the movement and the sounds. Once you become comfortable with the movement and the sound, then you add the color schematic to it, not before. Okay? So, the feet, as you can see, are hip width apart. You're going to take for the lung sound, that's where we're starting. You're going to take the right hand, put it in the palm of the left. You're going to create a movement, a motion that appears to be an embrace. You're going to inhale, embrace, push out, to about 70%, and the sound is the again. Inhale, embrace. This time, the hands, elbows go back, spreading the chest. So you go beyond the plane of your body. You're here. Inhale, embrace. This time, the hands go overhead, and you're looking at the backs of the hands and the fingers. Now, colors. When you do the sounds, the sound and the color integrate. So what I mean by that is the color for the lungs is a white or silverish white. If you've ever seen the movie The Green Mile, the brother in that movie who had those special abilities, when he released that toxicity, you had